Once upon a time, there's a regular man who doesn't care much about fashion. Just wants to look better without chasing trends. And every day he scrolls through his phone looking at outfits that feel effortless, rugged, and timeless. He notices guys wearing well-made clothes, boots with character, jeans that fade with wear, and jackets that seem built for life. But one day he realizes his own wardrobe doesn't reflect what he actually likes. His clothes are cheap, mismatched, and wear out quickly. And he starts researching brands, names he'd never heard before. Red Wing, Tallison, Viberg. Tallison is a Red Wing based brand known for American-made, raw selvage denim, durable, structured jeans that break in over time. And Viberg is a Canadian company crafting high-end, handcrafted boots using traditional techniques, often worn by people who value quality over fashion flash. And because of that, he begins reading forums, watching videos, learning about things he never thought about. Change stitching, Goodyear weld construction, Japanese denim mills, and more concepts and phenomena he's never heard before. And the more he learns, the more it clicks. Because of that, he decides to invest. Buys his first pair of Goodyear welted boots. They feel a little stiff at first, but solid, like something that will outlast trends and seasons. And because of that, he adds a few heritage staples, a heavyweight flannel, a pair of selvage jeans, a wax canvas jacket. He's not trying to cosplay a lumberjack, he just wants clothes that feel honest, functional, well-made, until finally he's wearing pieces daily. These boots are breaking in, the denim is starting to show creases, and he's not dressing up, he's just getting dressed and feeling more like himself. And ever since then, he keeps it simple. Quality over quantity. Well-built basics over fast fashion. He's not into style, but now, style is quietly working for him. Raw denim isn't just jeans. It's a conversation, and if you can't really speak it, you're missing half the culture. These two boots are the same model, but only one tells a story, and by the end of this video, you'll not only understand why, you'll also know how to craft that story yourself, and sound fluent doing it. As everyone is talking about Red Wing boots and selvage jeans, but no one's teaching anyone how to talk about them, this is where I come in. I'm a language and communication trainer and work with adults. So I work with adults who are seeking to communicate more effectively in a particular domain or setting. So whether you're wearing your first pair of mocks or saving for some samurai jeans, I'll teach you the words, phrases, and the language that reflects the mindset that you would need to be able to sound like someone who would just fit in this community. If that's something you're looking for. Let's go. Here's an overview of the 12 English verb tenses, the Denim and Boot edition. This is going to be fun. Here's the simple present. Base or base plus S, so that's the form of the verb in case of the third person. He wears his raw denim every day. Over to the present continuous. M is R plus verb and ing ending. She's breaking in her first pair of Red Wings. Over to the present perfect. Have or has plus past participle. They've worn the same jeans for 6 months without washing. Over to the present perfect continuous. Have or has plus verb and ing ending. I've been conditioning my boots all winter. Simple past. Verb plus ed ending or irregular verb. He soaked his jeans last night. Past continuous. Was were plus verb and ing ending. She was resoling her boots when I called. Past perfect. Had plus past participle. They had worn those selvage jeans to death before retiring them. Past perfect continuous. Had been plus verb and ing ending. He had been stitching the welt by hand for hours. Simple future. Will plus base. Verb. I will buy my first pair of iron hearts next year. Future continuous. Will be plus verb and ing ending. By fall, he will be breaking in a fresh pair of Vibergs. Future perfect. Will. So will have plus past participle. She will have faded these jeans beautifully by winter. So she will have faded these jeans beautifully by winter. Over to the final one, that's the future perfect continuous, will have been plus verb plus ing ending. They will have been crafting boots for over a decade by 2026. So each of these tenses is like a different stage in the denim journey. From the crisp, stiff day one wear to the final threadable, threadbare masterpiece. Whether you're talking boots, fades, or time, there's a tense that fits just right. Just like your favorite pair of selvedge denim tells the story of where you've been, what you're doing, and where you're going, verb tenses trace the life of an action. They break time down into a structure, stitched clean like a 360 Goodyear welt. Okay, let's walk through all of the 12 verb tenses, built from the ground up, boot by boot, fade by fade, starting with past tenses. These tenses speak of wear already earned, so past experiences, broken in boots, or that first soak long since done. Past simple, used for actions that started in the past and ended in the past. So it's structured by means of using a verb plus ing. So ed ending like walked, or irregular form like read in case of read. I broke in my denim last winter. So I broke in my denim last winter. The fading, the stretching, the stiffness, all part of a journey that is over now. One and done. Over to past continuous. Used for past actions that were ongoing over a period of time. How to structure it. Using was or were plus verb and ing ending. An example. She was oiling her boots when the rain hit. We caught her mid-action. It's happening and then life stepped in. So she was oiling her boots when the rain hit. Past perfect, used for one past event that happened before another past event. Structured by means of using had plus past participle. An example, he had stitched the welt by hand before attaching the sole. The stitching came first, then came the final touch. Over to the past perfect continuous, used for long-running past actions that were interrupted by another past event. Had been plus verb and ing ending. Example, they had been fading their jeans for a year before finally washing them. So the story began long ago and was still in motion until that wash cycle hit. Over to the present tenses. These tenses are about what's happening right now or around now. So the indigo rubbing off, the boots creasing, the moment being lived. Present simple. Used for facts, habits, or current truths. Formed with base form of verb and plus s, so in case of the third person. Example, he wears his boots every day. So it's a fact in the present, right? So it's what he does, no fluff, just ritual. Present continuous, used for actions happening at this moment or in progress. Using am is are plus verb plus ing ending. I am breaking in a fresh pair of raws. It's happening now. You feel the stiffness. You hear the crunch mid-journey. Over to the present perfect, used for past actions with present relevance. I consider it still as a past simple or past tense, but okay, we're focusing on present here. You can argue for that because of the perfect aspect, but that's going into it too deeply. So let's, for the sake of the clarity of the video, assume that this is a present tense. Past actions with present relevance. You're basically tying the past to the present, and you're indicating that it's relevant right now to talk about it. That's what it means. Formed by means of has or have plus past participle. Example, she has stored dozens, so it restored dozens of vintage boots. The history walks with her today. So the history walks with her today. Experience built in. So again, she has restored dozens of vintage boots. That's relevant. Apparently, we have to continue talking about it. So that's why we use a past action with a present relevant here. So a present perfect. Over to present perfect continuous. This one is a little tricky for most people, but that's fine. We're using it for ongoing actions that started in the past and still continue. Has or have plus been, so that's the verb form, and then we use the verb that expresses the action plus ing ending. So for example, we've been chain stitching for years. So we've been change stitching for years. Started long ago, still doing it, and not stopping anytime soon. Over to the future. These tenses talk about what's ahead. Fresh leathers, new fades, the new grill, new next grill pair waiting to be worn. And we use, for instance, the simple future. So one-time future actions or intentions. And we use will in that case plus a base verb. I will buy a pair of Vibergs next season. They are like, what, $800 or something? So that's something you would plan, I would assume, for most people, I would say. So the day is coming. The wish list is written. It's gonna happen. All right, moving on to future continuous, used for future actions in progress at a particular time. Will be plus verb expressed action plus ing ending. This time next year, she will be stitching boots full time. You're looking ahead and the craft is calling, it's sometimes that happens. Future perfect, used for future events that will be completed before a set time. So will have plus past participle. He will have worn in his denim jacket by summer. The goal is clear. The timeline ends the fades and comfort. Ends in fades and comfort. So the comfort he's looking forward to, apparently it's not really comfortable. Okay, that's the implied message here. But okay, so he will have worn in his denim jacket by summer. All right, moving on to future perfect continuous. The things we do for style, eh? All right, moving on to why the future perfect continuous is used. It's used for long-running actions in the future that lead into another event. Will have been plus verb plus ing ending. By next year, I will have been resoling boots for over a decade. Legacy in the making, and the craft runs deep. So just like every stitch, scuff, and fade has meaning, verb tenses give shape to your story. They tell not just what happened, but when, how long, and in what context. So in language, as in style, timing's everything. So there it is, an overview of the 12 verb tenses. Each one like a layer of wear on your favorite pair of denim. Some sharp and structured and some soft from time. But every one of them stitched with purpose. Like every crease on your jeans or every welt on a boot, these verb tenses leave a trace of where you've been, where you are, and where you're headed. Because grammar, like craftsmanship, isn't just about rules. It's about rhythm, texture, and the legacy you build sentence by sentence, expressed in the clarity of speech. If this felt like the kind of guide you've been missing, then stick around. In the upcoming videos, we'll take a deeper dive into each of these verb tenses, one at a time. We'll explore the structure, their voice, and how to use them in the real world. So whether you're writing a story, sending an email, or just talking shop, that could be relevant for you if that's something you would want to do. So subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and if you're building your own grammar toolkit, grab an overview, at least make one while you're watching, because every maker needs the right tools and every story deserves the right tense to be fully understood.